It's so weird when they start moving without any noise. It is so quiet here. You can literally whisper. Hands off. Full power. Here we go. Let him run, let him run, let him run. It's literally playing music.
So sometimes before the battery's warmed up,
to warm up.
yeah, the battery doesn't like to be too hot, doesn't like to be too cold.
What I'm doing, my hands are here.
Now you can open it.
Who broke my car? Did you break the car?
125. That's it. That's it.
It's symphony. There was a freaking plane just crossing the road. That's I have it on the other camera, I'll show you. I got a very unique opportunity to test the world's first hybrid van. Ford Transit and Ford Tourneo Custom plug-in hybrids, called also PHEV. I don't know, but they use that sometimes. So if you hear a word that you cannot understand, you cannot even hear, it means it stands for plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. And here is my full review of the car. Please let me explain one thing. For shooting videos and shooting what it looks like, I've got this car. This is not the actual hybrid. The actual hybrid has the electricity intake on the driver's side in the front, like here, just on the other side. Cool, but it looks exactly the same. Before I show you what it was like living with a plug-in hybrid, let me quickly tell you just a few facts about the Transit Custom itself, as it is a very interesting vehicle for a few reasons. First of all, some confusion cleared. This car here is a Transit. Why I know it's Transit? Because it's for carrying cargo. You want to unlock it twice. Then bam, what you've got in the back is your cargo space with some nice fancy LED lights. So Tourneo would be for carrying people, and Transit, like this one, will be for carrying cargo. So this is one thing cleared up for you guys here. That was a cool looking truck, but not as cool as this one. So these Transit family cars are actually the #1 in terms of sales in Europe. This is the #1. So I guess that if companies and fleet customers choose Transits and they have to calculate the running costs, the maintenance costs, the reliability. So I guess if companies choose these cars, there has to be something about this, about the Custom, about the big Transit, about the Connect, which is the smaller Transit in the Transit family, and the Courier. Let me tell you one thing that is pretty interesting about this car, and it's that this is the world's first van that scored 5 stars in Euro NCAP crash tests. So this has to show a little bit of a different approach by Ford. People drive these cars all day, so why wouldn't we care about their safety too? So that's the world's first. My first time in a van. It's gonna be fun. We've got even a review camera. It's really like a premium class car actually. I didn't expect the camera here. I even can park, this car can park itself. We've got a Wi-Fi hotspot here. We've got parking sensors in the front and in the rear. Electric seats. We even have leather here. Just listen to that. Hands off. Cruise control set for 80 kilometers per hour. Just to be a little bit provocative when we see police. Cannot be that perfect always. Works. Good. I must say that its handling is pretty surprising to me. I wouldn't expect a van to drive like this. It's pretty much driving like a normal car. It's going just as well.
Just keep
Come on, please. I need you, but not now. This car is really comfortable. It drives like a car, therefore to me it's really comfortable to drive. I guess that's one of the things that still need to be highlighted when we're talking about the Custom. These cars are actually better made than most of the competition. I don't know if all of the competition, and spider's webs are all over me right now. So people would choose the Transit family because they are better made according to these people. I can actually see that. Look, this is all soft. There's nothing rough. This is soft. All this is soft. The headliner is soft, you've got two hooks there, lights, storage. Lots of storage there, lots of storage here, storage there. We know the big bottle with water fits here, there's another bottle here, another bottle here. And probably you can even throw, probably it's not safe, but you can even throw some stuff there. And look at that! This is for your glasses. Passenger doesn't have it, but still. So they are said to be just more civilized. And look at this is actually looking pretty good, I would say. This is what it sounds like. 0
Okay.
and then full power. There we go. Okay. Okay, thanks. Jesus Christ. See? What he's doing to us now? It's literally playing music. This is so awesome. So here are the 7 things that you need to know about Ford Transit Custom or Ford Tourneo Custom, as we established before, in a plug-in hybrid version, which is a completely new thing. There hasn't been a hybrid in this segment of vehicles yet. This is the world's first. Okay, I hope you don't mind me wearing glasses. It's a little bit bright, even though we've got some clouds here. So the first thing about the plug-in hybrid, the first thing you need to know, and the first thing that's worth mentioning, that is that this is done to help you save fuel. How do you do that? This car is equipped with a battery pack, and you can drive purely on electricity up to 50 kilometers, which is some 31 or 32 miles. So if you drive carefully, if you plan your route cautiously, and possibly you've got some charging points, charging stations wherever you go on the way that you can charge your car at, so you could probably drive all day not using any petrol at all. If you really would try and you do it in a smart way. If for any reason you are not able to do that, or you drive a lot, don't worry. This car can go up to 500 kilometers using also petrol engine. So up to 500 kilometers, you're good to go. If you run out of fuel, you just pull over at the nearest petrol station, fill the car up, and you're good to go. The thing is that sooner or later, we are going to get caught. And by getting caught, I mean that at some point, it may start being really difficult to get into the city centers with cars that use combustion engines only. So this car, having an electric engine, is actually the solution to that. Thanks to your electric engine, you can enter city centers without any fees, or at least with lower fees. In some places, thanks to having this kind of powertrain, you'll be able to enter the city center. It depends on where we live, but still it's better to be prepared, because we don't know if tomorrow the rules don't change and we will not be able to go to work with our car. So with this car, with a plug-in hybrid, you are prepared for the next move. Oh. There we have something. What did they put here? I've got no idea, but there certainly is something. I recently had a chance to visit Madrid in Spain, and I made a very interesting observation, which is that all Ford Mondeos that I saw there, which is 6, yeah, that's a true story, it was 6 of Mondeos that I actually counted, and all of them were hybrids. This proves that that's what people want, or that's what people even need. 3 of them were taxi drivers, so I guess that could have contributed to them choosing the, let's say, cheaper to run option. And as for vans and other cars as well, what we know is that if they were fully electric, and there are some electric vans, it would be insanely expensive. Most of you are probably business owners, or you're the fleet managers, and you actually calculate cost. And also you've got those range limitations. If you run out of electricity, you're just out on your own. So you may get totally stuck. And nobody wants to get totally stuck, especially if they are during their work time. So that's the deal with electric vans. This is a hybrid. Diesels have the range, but the fuel and running costs are very high, including some additional stuff and issues like DPFs, AdBlue, some oil changes and so on. Here you don't have that. it seems to finally target the sweet spot, putting it simply. And also one more thing, let's make it white on white. Mine is not fully white, but let's claim it's white. One more thing, the third thing that you may be interested in, you should know if you're considering to get a Transit plug-in hybrid, is that in some countries you get tax and some other financial benefits when buying a car with an electric engine. And this van is now one of them. Being able to run emissions free, you can pretty much buy them for a much better price. Oh, that's a weird thing. That looks cool. I'm using an opportunity, okay? Oh, space. All the space for me. Shame. Oh my God. So that's what we're doing. Now we can use L, see? It's actually braking too much. Maybe good for city driving, where you have to stop. Here we are in a very interesting spot. And this car actually looks pretty neat. So the number 4 is having the petrol engine inside. So this supplementary engine here in this car is a petrol engine, which means that there are no issues with injectors, no issues with diesel particulate filters, the DPFs. So you don't have to deal with stuff that all modern diesels have to deal with. Behind me is this petrol engine, which is 1.0 liter EcoBoost petrol engine. I know you're shocked, I can see that, but let me explain. So this engine, the 1.0 EcoBoost, that is I don't know if I should tell you that, but this is a 3-cylinder engine. This engine is known from 2012, so it's been there for a while. And in total there is 126 horsepower inside, and 355 Newton meters of torque, and 7 years of presence on the market. So actually we know this engine very well, and we know that it lasts. So that's what we know. So this engine has become the International Engine of the Year a few times. So this is quite of an accomplishment. It's like the best engine in the world for a couple of years, and then it's still kept getting the awards of the best engine in its own category. Fifth thing you need to know is that it's got the 13.6 kilowatt-hour battery, and this whole battery pack is located under the floor. So the car's cargo space is exactly the same as in regular Custom. You can charge it in 3 hours from 0 to 100% full charge. That will give you 50 kilometers of range. You can do it in 3 hours if you've got the quick charge, the main charging spot. And also your Custom plug-in hybrid is charging itself when you're braking. It's getting some energy back. So this is called regenerative braking. So when you brake, the battery is actually getting some electricity from the braking, from the energy of the car stopping. So that's also how you can charge or recharge the batteries. It's symphony. Well, that's smart. I like that. Unbelievable. What is going on? Look at this. That green light, and they just go. Do you get this? What the hell? Fellow cameraman, trying to get the best shots. Refuel error.
Now you can open it.
Who broke my car? Did you break the car? Cyril, did you break the car? That's what I wanted to do actually. You just, so that's how you open it. Okay. That's how it works. Ignition on.
Yeah. And now.
Oh, something happened. Okay. So that's the main fuel cap for the easy fuel, so that you will not put wrong type of fuel for your Transit or Tourneo.
Correct. Oh, Kima. That's for the photo, of course.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It just looks so cool that it's well, I don't know what to say, but it's a really cool van. It's just a handsome looking car. I didn't expect that I would say that. The sixth thing you need to know when we're talking about the plug-in hybrid is that since it's not an electric only car, you will not get stuck if you don't have any charging points on the way. So simply then you just fill the gas, and then the engine will work as a generator to charge the batteries, and then the batteries will supply the power to electric engine, which will actually move the wheels and make the car go. So this combination of an electric engine and a combustion engine actually makes a lot of sense, I think. Especially to those of us who have not had any experiences with fully electric cars, which may be a little bit challenging, which may be a little bit difficult at the beginning. So this is the easy step forward to us. Phew. Son of a... And a hybrid vehicle is not as expensive as a fully electric car yet. So that's another thing that we have to remember about. That's my revenge. We are reaching top speed, according to Cyril. I don't believe him, but looks like the car doesn't go faster than 125. 125. That's it. Good. The multimedia system could actually be leaning more towards the driver. There's so much controls here. Which one is for? The question is that normal that it doesn't let me change the modes?
Yeah, so sometimes before the battery's warmed up,
to warm up.
yeah, the battery doesn't like to be too hot, doesn't like to be too cold. So if you go with EV Auto to start with, once you start moving, you should be able to start playing around with the mode.
Alright, so this is not a weird behavior, this is how it should have been.
Depends on your perspective.
Well,
yeah, no, this is how it should be. Yeah, exactly.
okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. That was a freaking plane just crossing the road. That's... I have it on the other camera. I'll show you. Because somewhere here there's an airport. Qatar Airlines. This is crazy. Those chrome accents here. Black panels. Chrome. There, chrome. Cool windshield wipers. They tend to be the best, I think. The camera and a sensor, rain sensor, light sensor. So the seventh thing is that this car is really nice inside. It's a really comfortable car to drive. There's a big screen here with sync multimedia system, navigation. You've got all the stuff that you want. It's really nicely made. Everything works nice. Everything works smoothly. Leather seats, electrically adjustable. That's pretty cool. Even the lumbar is adjustable. Materials are just like in passenger cars. It is automatic transmission. This is really showing attention to details. You can look at this black trim here. Can you see that? It's not even scratched at all. So what I mean is that this is a really comfortable place to spend time in, especially if you have to use your car on a daily basis, if you work here, if you will work here, or if you want to work here. This is a really good place to be, whether you carry people, whether you carry staff, whether you carry a lot of load. This is a place that you will, or you should, according to my feelings, you should be comfortable in. That's the seventh, well, that would be seventh. That's the seventh thing that I would say is worth knowing. driving. EV later, which means, I guess it means that we are storing energy to use it later. That should mean
In 300 meters, continue driving straight onto 222.
no idea what it means. And battery charged by engine, EV charge. And auto EV, normal operation. Ah, it's easy. I love that.